We can. So there's gonna be more of a discussion segment. Also, kind of funny
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
because
yeah.
Tim Pool came out in favor of reparations, and when he did, chaos ensued.
I haven't seen this. So you're breaking this to me. I know I broke the other video. This I
Yeah,
haven't seen anything on
yeah.
this. I
I hit
did
you
put it
with
on
this
the
last
graphic.
second.
Yeah, but I want to
I
hear
saw this.
about this.
I saw this over the weekend. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" So Tim Pool is a guy who I haven't paid attention to much. A lot. I see he's a big culture warrior. Like I see on trend, and then it's always because of some culture war shit. And he says I'm a disinfected liberal, which is honestly pretty accurate. He is a liberal. Like when I look at his political views, the fact that he had no Marxist analysis. Tim Pool has zero Marxist analysis. Whenever and to be fair, and I would say this as a caveat, I don't watch a lot of his stuff. So I see a lot of him. I see a lot of it when he's in controversy. So I do want to put that
Yeah.
out there. So that's a fair thing. If he maybe do segments like that, I don't know. But anything I've seen about the dude is he culture warrior. He propping up right wing talking points on social issues. Not really advocating for the workers, but he is like a lot of independent media people anti-war generally. And he says, "Oh, see, I'm populist because of that," which is easy to get to, in my opinion. So he says he's a disenfranchised liberal because he said, "I think the Democratic Party moved too far to the left." Whatever the fuck that means. So people was like, bro, the Democratic Party went too far to the left, even though they fund the cops more, they fund the military industrial complex more, they fund the Zionists. I don't understand how you guys reach these conclusions. It doesn't make sense. So I always considered him to be a deeply unserious person because of these things. But gotta get credit where credit is due. I don't know if this is a troll job, but I looked into it. It seems like it's legit. And once again, chaos absolutely ensued because I learned some reparations was trending after this. You had black Republican coons. Well, I'll break a few down like this motherfucker Xavier.
Oh, they came after him. You got black
Bro,
coons coming. Oh, go
yes, I
ahead,
told you
man.
chaos ensued. I was like, I have to cover this. Like this is like the first impulse segment I ever did in my life. But this is a conversation because we've been strong advocates of reparations, and reparations is a conversation that the left must continue to engage in because we are on the right side here. There is a debt owed. Generational wealth is a real thing that you have benefited from if you're in upper class. We was denied generational wealth. The labor of our forefathers was stolen, and you had redlining, and you had increased interest rates,
Mm-hmm.
and you had civil asset forfeiture. There is literally so much evidence that we was financially attacked, not even just in slavery, but over the last 100 years. But the good news is, compared to the polling of reparations in the 90s, CJ, I am seeing a ton of turnaround. It's still not where it needs to be. I need to pull the polls, but I saw a comparison. They're like, dude, reparations has skyrocketed, way more white support than it used to have. And reparations suffered because there'd be a lot of these black coons that would speak out against it because they're trying to fit within black capitalist society. They want to fit within the bourgeoisie. So reparations is usually sit around like 70% black support. And black boomers drive that number down because they're class traders. A lot of them are. Young black people are strongly in support of reparations, and younger white people are more supportive of it, way more than older white people are. So when I saw this tweet, I thought it was interesting. Like Tim Pool, wow, did not see that coming. He says, "Stop sending U.S. money to Ukraine and use it to pay reparations to descendants of slaves." So I'm gonna go through some responses here, and we can dissect them. But CJ, what's your initial reaction before I dive into that?
The thing is, like, we really have to think outside of the box and stop thinking that reparations is a left thing. So if he's genuine and he's genuinely has a belief that reparations should be paid to African descendants of slaves, if he genuinely believed that, I don't think it's necessarily mind-boggling because he's a conservative or on the right. I don't know how he's classified because I don't.
The reason
he's
why
one of
I
the
find
people
it
I know the
mind-boggling.
least about. Go ahead.
The reason why I find it mind-boggling because I'm gonna show you guys the comment. Tim Pool has a large right-wing following, and guys, Tim Pool in like 2 videos get more views than we get in an entire month.
Yeah,
Like, he had like 40,000 likes.
yeah.
Like, he's an insanely big name, and his support comes largely from the right. And even Tim Pool wouldn't deny that. No one would deny that. That's literally just an objective fact. So Tim Pool come out with that. That's why I surprised me. Like, I'm like, what? You're,
and that's what's, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's surprising. I think it's a great sort of like effect of a person like Tim Pool saying something like this, because it opens up it could open up the eyes of so many other white people, and this is what we need white people doing, engaging on things like reparations with their family and tweeting about it. That's what we need you to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, CJ, to that point, reparations was trending after this, and I saw a lot of Black academia, I saw a lot of Black activists then responding to right wing. Like, this led to a debate. So no matter what Tim Pool's intentions are, like, there's a small chance he did this because he just want clicks, he want to be controversial.
Yeah.
I don't know to do like that, but him doing that is good regardless for this movement, because reparations is a movement. Is I believe it to my core. We are in the right on this, and if more public debate, we will shift public opinion like we have in the last 10 years. So let's go. And now this is kind of the fun arm raging. I don't know. Fun arm raging part of this, because I'm gonna show you guys this guy. And I've seen this guy a few times on Twitter. He's like trying to be the new Candace Owens. He's part of PragerU.
What's his name? Oh, Nick.
This guy.
I cannot believe you did that. Nigga, I'm on another tab looking up the same guy. I was about to pull up a tweet from this same guy.
This dude, and guys, I don't do segments on Candace Owens. I don't talk about this guy that much because they're irrelevant generally, because they are there to make white people feel better about their racism. So they're like, oh my God, look at this Negro. This is a good Negro. These people have existed since the beginning of time. Ever since the slave trade,
he's not new. He's not new.
Candace Owens not new. None of these people are new. So they are an absolute joke in the Black community. On Black Twitter, Candace Owens is clowned every day. Like, so this is the point I make to people. Candace Owens and this guy is not tricking the Black community. They're not even good propagandists. They're there just to make white people feel better, and they're good at doing that. That's why I'm like,
that's how they get paid. That's who they're paying them. Black people ain't paying him this. Where they're getting their money. Candace Owens is getting her money from white people who want Black people to think like Candace Owens.
CJ, have you ever seen
all this is? Go ahead.
I ain't heard one person in my entire life who's listening to Candace Owens and giving money to her. Hell, that doesn't exist in the hood. It's just not a thing. She's stealing money from white people. Get your hustle, boo boo. Get your hustle, because you're not stealing our money. Then she's not. She's grifting white people that think, oh my God, one of the good ones. Right. But anyway, let me read this tweet and I'm gonna get a reaction to this. On behalf of sane Black Americans. Bro, no, this is all white people liking this. No one fucks with you, because this guy was getting destroyed on Black Twitter. Black Twitter was roasting him after this, getting cooked in the 135 quotes he's here. He has screenshots everywhere. So, by the way, this is propaganda, but you know what he's doing. This is a PragerU guy. He said, please stop helping us. They're not helping us. This is a debt owed, sir. If you don't want your debt, don't take it, I guess. What do you want me to say?
I guarantee his kinfolk want it. Yep. Give it to your kinfolk then, since you don't need it. Like, it's literally clown shit. Go ahead.
And I guarantee this Black capitalist will take a PPP loan. Talking all this bullshit. They'll take a government subsidy any day of the week. We do not need any more handouts, but you take the PPP loan, I guarantee it. We are equal. We can build businesses. Why do you guys think African Americans are calling for reparations? Our business loans was higher. You had Wall Street that's literally waging financial war against us. He said, stop. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading it.
I don't understand why, as a white person who likes this guy, I don't get, why do you think you're winning? Why do you think you're winning by this guy saying this? Why do you think, I don't understand, why does a white person think damn, I'm winning because I agree with the Black person that most Black people hate his fucking guts.
Yeah, it makes
you get what I'm saying? You agree with the person that most Black people hate, gesture off of like this sort of thinking, and you think you're winning. I don't understand that. I don't get that.
Bro, guys, Candace Owens get roasted on Black Twitter every day. And then the conservatives pretend they don't see it. They didn't pretend they don't see like 80% of Black people calling these motherfuckers up for what they is. And then they make millions of dollars. These Black people make millions of dollars, and these dumb rednecks don't question why they doing it.
Yes.
So fuck, you guys are getting hustled. That's why I'm not even mad. I don't even cover these people like that. I'm like, you hustling white people. Get your hustle. We all know he ain't taking none of our money.
Let me show you one from the same guy. Yeah. I mean, oh God, this one right here. Look at this. To Black people who are descendants of slaves, why don't you ask for reparations from the descendants of the other Africans who sold your ancestors into slavery? It is so preposterous. Contrary to popular belief, white people aren't always the villain.
They really think they have something with this. I think conservatives say this all the time. Like, if you want to blame our African ancestors for selling us, okay, that does not dismiss your white ancestors. How does that dismiss the white people that benefited from it? How does that dismiss the white families that got generational wealth? It is such an absurd talking point.
Q Anthony Amene speaks on this and how this is really a bogus retelling of the story. So what they're talking about, they just grouping all of us together. This was different tribes, and you can go back. I clipped that fucking video. That's how I know I can almost regurgitate what Q said. Like it was different tribes who were all fighting amongst each other, and they weren't just like the Native Americans said, yeah, you can have some of this land. It's for everybody. And they took that to mean, oh, I own this shit. You get what I'm saying? So what they're taking is these tribes who had fighting that was going on in fighting, who had prisoners from other tribes. Yeah, take this prisoner. They didn't say, oh, go sell Africans into slavery. It's that misconception that they keep trying to sell Africans were selling. No, they weren't, motherfuckers. It was a lie, and it is a lie. Just keep being repeated. And I want to bring on Q Anthony Amene again.
We're gonna bring
to talk specifically about this particular thing that he got into on that stream when the last time he was with us. But Nick, here's another one. You're not responsible for your great-great-great-grandparents' decisions. If you have never owned a slave, then don't apologize for slavery. End of discussion. Now, you tell me, who does this serve?
Who does that serve?
Who does that serve? And why does a Black person feel like they the need to come out and say that? That's what's crazy to me, Nick. This is what Larry Elder does out here. It's like, why do you feel the need? Like, of all the problem that's going on, why is your problem Black people wanting reparations? Like, why is that your number one thing?
And then poor white people will be like, well, there are a lot of poor white people in this country though. I'm like, okay, if you're poor, why are you worried about it? Y'all got no money to take. Then we taking our unpaid labor value back. And there's the obvious moral victory that we have on this, but I am a Marxist, so I like to appeal to people's material interest. And if you're a Marxist, you must be for reparations because we are about paying people unpaid labor value. So reparations is about paying Black people's unpaid labor value as a Marxist. So if you're a Marxist, you're not a Marxist if you're against reparations for one. But there's the moral argument for this, but there's also the material analysis for this. As a poor white person, what is your reason for being against reparations? Let me explain this for you people. I'm asking this question. Why are you, as a poor white person, against reparations? And I'm looking at like the 70% of white people, 80% of white people poll that against this, right? If Black people get reparations that came from our unpaid labor value from the ruling class, what happens to that money, CJ? That money circulates
goes back. It really
goes back uplift into the not only the Black working class, but it will be. And studies show this. Studies show that paying reparations will lead to a massive stimulus into the economy. You know that gas station you own. Niggas got more money now. Get them, the market to start circulating. You got capitalists that always say, "Oh my God, I want black people to go back to Africa," and they're racist because they feel like that black people are not productive enough in society. If we had reparations, if we had the means to climb the social ladder, to get an education, to invest, then you have a boom. That's what you guys did to the poor white working class in the 40s and 50s. So that's not that's me even going past the moral argument. That's me making the material analysis argument. If you're a poor white person, there is zero reasons to be against reparations. Zero reasons for descendants of slaves. CJ, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I do want to say.
I'm gonna go through some other responses too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, CJ, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just because the guy, just to answer the guy, he said something about slavery. Basically, reparations has this is to the argument of people want to just boil reparations down. Slavery, I never owned a slave. That's it. It's over. Not alone only generational wealth, Nick, but this is why reparations should be paid. Over 400 years of institutional racism, 1692, 1865. You have black codes, 1865 to 1866. You have the terror of the KKK from 1865, institutionalized because people in the KKK were judges, were chiefs of police, were politicians. Jim Crow, 1877 to 1955. Redlining, 1934 to 1968. War on drugs, 1971 till now. Mass incarceration, 1973. Three-strike law, 1993. That's the crime bill, the three-strike law. So it's not just owning slaves. And it's that sort of like trying to break it down to only that, as if all these other things didn't happen, Nick, is Absolutely. what the game is with these black sellouts, these black coons, because they can't argue against reparations when you include all of this. Go ahead.
And now you guys know why there's a right-wing freak out over critical race theory, quote unquote critical race theory. And they're literally a right-wing book burning going on right now. The modern age book burning, they banning books left and right that cover this stuff in Florida and the deep South. Because they know if their white children hear this, that reparation number is going to continue to go up like it has. You're going to get more 10 pools. You're going to get Gen Z white people going to continue to support reparations.
Nick, there's no way for their
sisters, right?
There's no way for future white people not to be less and less racist. It's literally, as the generations go on, more and more white people, younger, especially as multiculturalism sort of keeps exploding, with people, diversities keep happening, and more it keeps going up. Like, these things are just gonna get people to understand other people's plights, other people's fight, and they're gonna go, yeah, this shit is fucking. The more distance it seems like white people have from that, the more clarity they can say, yeah, this shit is wrong, and black people do deserve reparations. Like, the further we get out, it seems like. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys this. This is another response I saw, and then we can move on to the next segment. The Hodge twins. Someone else who I vaguely know, because they are twin black coons, right? They're conservatives.
Coons. You can say that again.
1.6 million followers. Like, man, this is a one hell of a hustle. Like, you have people who are salty because we criticize their favorite politicians. That's what it is. And then they call us grifters. And I'm like, nigga, if I wanted to be a grifter, I would come out here and tap dance and tell you to vote for Donald Trump every day. We will be millionaires, CJ.
Nick, you understand? YouTube will be pushing our shit if we was on here talking about blacks for Trump. Marxists for Trump. If we was on here saying that.
There's a black dude I don't remember his name, but CJ, I think you know what I'm talking about. But there's a black dude who started last year who got like 350,000 subscribers already. You guys, you understand? If we're grifters, we're in that black Trump game, motherfucker. You understand?
This is where the money is at. Just look at all the black conservatives making money, from Candace Owens to this guy. It's money in that particular field, because if
Look,
you
they
can get
giving
a coon,
$50,000 checks. Look at this money. They just
yes,
giving
it's
away money
money.
now. They're rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
CJ.
if you're willing to be that coon, then there's lots of money. And Roman, we all say this all the time. There's literally lots of money.
That's
We
why
wouldn't have to be asking and having no fundraisers if we was like, oh, let's just go conservative and start pushing shit like this.
nigga, we the only thing we have to do a 10-minute video every day talking to people how good Trump is. That's the easiest money on the market,
Yes.
bro. The easiest money. But anyway, this guy, look at what he says. I don't know where he stands on, but I can't wait to see them go all anti-Ukraine all of a sudden after they read this.
Wait, this is one of the twins? Wait, this is one of the twins? What?
Yeah, that's the Hodge twins who said that. That's their gimmick, man. That's a good ass gimmick, man. You got black twins. Look, they look exactly alike. Dude, that's a killer gimmick, man.
And they play very tough. I've seen them before. They play
they like comedian
role. They play the tough guy. Like, I'm tough to I'm the it's like man. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it myself.
That's the money. Like, you guys see his timeline is absolute shit, bro. But anyway, anything else you want to add? There was a fun segment.
No, but that's Tim Pool, and you said you researched it, and it's pretty legit. It wasn't like he's being gimmicky about this. He was serious about it.
I didn't say anything because you never know with these people, but it seemed like he might have been making that point to poke at liberals. So I don't know. So you can make an argument that maybe you don't believe it. Maybe he don't.
Has he replied to anybody saying anything? Has he? Maybe you said you had a couple of tweets. Do you have a couple of tweets to show?
Yeah, let's go. We can go through. We can go through thread real quick. The informal ending of the segment. Because I mostly just want to go with that coon, and then you see the chaos ensuing. You see a lot of right wingers argue against this. What does this guy say? I don't know. They would do both and just print the United States dollar while they take the U.S. debt to 50 trillion and the Fed balance sheet. See, why should we? I don't know why we should be concerned about any of this bullshit.
None of that makes any difference at all.
Yeah,
what does that have to do with a debt?
Fuck you worry about the debt? What the fuck you worry about?
Who cares?
It's so fucking stupid. You guys really need to learn modern monetary theory. That's literally the dumbest shit to fucking worry about. You can tell this guy is literally entrenched in U.S. propaganda. That's a whole nother fucking story. I need to get expert on it. Like, to be worried about the U.S. debt as an advocate of the U.S. working class, that is brain rot shit. That literally would take a whole stream to explain. I would have to bring on a few modern monetary theory experts on. Literally the dumbest fucking shit. That's how you know they have no argument. When they had to bring up the debt, they have no argument. They're like, yeah, we know we owe them a debt. Yeah, we stole their labor value. But
that has nothing to do with anything. Like we owe rent, and what does that have? Like, you owe a debt, and what does that have to do with anything? Like, were you telling us, oh, if I pay this debt, then we owe more money? Yeah. When you pay a debt, that means you have to pay out money. Yeah, and what? Like, I don't
look at this one.
What does that have to do with
this is a typical response you get from white people. People who never owned slaves are supposed to hand over people money that were never slaves, their hard-earned money. For one, like I said, if you're a poor white working class person, you're not paying anything. You got no money. If you're rich and you come from generational wealth,
how did you get the money?
And once again, not even coming from you. It's literally coming from taxpayer money. And if you read modern monetary theory, that had nothing to do with you. People who never owned slaves are supposed to hand over people money who never had slaves, their hard-earned money. How about they just get a damn job? That's the point, Mindy. Unpaid labor value. The jobs now don't pay our fair labor value.
It's literally like people, like, at this point, Nick, there is no intellectual argument against it. It's just vibes. So it's just I'm against it because I'm against it. Debt. And what does that mean? Yeah, when you owe money, yeah, your debt usually go up when you pay your bills. That's math. That's how usually